The Void, Series 1, Episode 3. Trust in the Enemy, by Richard Marcus Powell. Chapter 11. Schafer and Voight had returned to the command center and requested a priority communication to Triskel, routing it through the conference room. The Republic logo was displayed on the wall until the call was answered by Admiral Wells. "Hello again, Carl. Have you been able to interrogate our defector yet?" "We've just concluded the first session." "What is your assessment, then? Can we trust him?" "Trust? Absolutely not. I think we can make a deal with him, though." "Has he offered you any information yet?" "Yes." "Is it reliable?" "That remains to be seen, Admiral," Schafer added. "He's made some serious allegations, and I think we need to be careful how we approach this." "In what sense?" "If his claims are true, we have a serious security breach," Schafer alluded. "One of the most senior senators may have been compromised." "Who?" "Gerard Nestor." Admiral Wells fell silent for a moment. "That is grave news," she finally spoke. "Does he have any evidence for this?" "He says he has. We've started going through his ship's computer core to gain access to his evidence, but it may take some time to collate it all together," Schafer explained. "But the allegations are even worse than that." "How?" "Skenn was able to blackmail him with evidence that he was engaged in..." "Nestor? That can't be true." "We're on the verge of finding out," Schafer assured. "There's also claims that he'd been receiving payments from the Teel Corporation. We should be able to determine that with a thorough audit." "If true, it's going to be quite a blow to the Senate, for one of the founding fathers to be disgraced in such a way." "I know. It's appalling." "Do you give these accusations any credence, Captain?" "Not yet. That will change if we discover this evidence," Schafer answered. "I don't want to believe it, but the evidence will speak for itself." "What about you, Commander?" "What I think doesn't matter. Only what we can prove," Voight assessed. "At the moment, it's just an accusation. If we obtain the evidence from Skenn's ship, then we have enough to investigate further. Frankly, the blackmail material alone is enough. If Senator Nestor has been taking part in these sordid practices, we owe it to the victims to take action. It's going to be an almighty scandal." "I don't think we can avoid that either way," Voight observed. "I think the best we can hope for is that Skenn turns out to be a fraud. But I have a sneaking suspicion that he may be correct." "So you believe him?" "I wouldn't trust him one iota, but something tells me he may be telling the truth about this," Voight revealed. "But this is a tightrope we're walking. We can't take this at face value because it could easily be psychological warfare or some kind of reputational sabotage. But we can't afford to ignore it either, both for the crime and the security violation. We're going to have to tread carefully with this," Admiral Wells stated. "We'll see what evidence he provides us with, and then we'll go from there. From what he has to say, I suspect there are going to be many interrogation sessions. And I'm sure you have the people to achieve this, but I'm going to be sending out a small intelligence team to meet you on Gilladron." "You're not going to be taking him to Triskel?" "The intelligence team can do the same job on board the Liberator," Wells determined. "Frankly, considering his reputation, I'd rather keep him in a secure environment like the Liberator." "You don't think the prison is secure enough?" "No, and for two reasons," Wells explained. "Firstly, there's every chance he'll get assassinated in a prison, and secondly, we want to put his talents to use." "But there's no way we can trust him in the field."
"No, but there is a way he can build some trust, and therefore earn his citizenship."
"I don't like where this is going."
"I know what you're going to say, Carl, but he is an asset, and we can use him."
"But he's going to be a security risk if he stays here."
"Then don't give him the run of the ship. Give him very limited access and let him earn his access to certain areas. Don't let him near any sensitive areas," Wells instructed. "Kane can keep him monitored at all times."
"He's a risk I'd rather not have on board, especially not his crew."
"Captain, the Liberator is one of the most secure places in the Republic. The Senate doesn't have the security systems you do," Wells countered. "Besides, the Security Council has already debated this and voted for it."
"And that's their final word on the matter?"
It is. Part of the deal is that he offers his services to us and that he stays under your jurisdiction until such point we deem him no longer to be a security risk. When you feel he has earned it, he will be granted citizenship.
What if he doesn't agree to that?
Those are the terms. If he doesn't agree to them, then we will imprison him, Wells defined. But the analysts we had pore over his communications suggest that he will be realistic about the situation. He seemed receptive to the concept of working for us, Voight pointed out. He has to have anticipated that we are going to set conditions like that. He seems to know his worth, but also his risk. Captain, do you concur?
Yes, I think he will agree to the terms, Schafer reluctantly affirmed. I think he will be a problem, though. I suspect he will be insubordinate at the very least.
If he steps out of line, then he will be punished.
That will almost certainly be the case, Schafer promised.
Good. Have there been any signs of Teel Corporation activity along the border?
We haven't detected any activity as of yet. Our guess may be valuable to them, but I think he was overselling himself, Schafer assumed. I was going to give it another cycle, then proceed on to Geladron.
Okay. We're going to redeploy the Resolute in the Lyson, but the Wren will stay with you until you move on.
Acknowledged. We will send you all of our documentation on the subject immediately and keep you updated with the evidence search.
If you would. If we're going to launch an investigation into the Senator, I'd like to have as much evidence as possible.
I'll keep you updated. Schafer out. The communication ended, returning to the Republic logo. Schafer was not pleased with the thought of having to babysit this defector, especially one whose very existence he loathed. Why did they have to saddle us with him?
I don't like it either, sir, but we have to play with the cards we've been dealt.
One thing's for sure. I'm going to set a high bar for him before I judge him fit for citizenship.